Before the fall, there was beauty. Lucifer wasn't born a monster. He was the bearer of light, a reflection of a glory so immense it illuminated all of heaven. He was, by all accounts, perfect. But something shifted. A subtle, almost imperceptible change began to take root in the brightest heart in creation. It was the vanity of being seen, the quiet delight in being admired. The mirror that once reflected divine glory, prompting worship of the source, slowly began to reflect something else. It became a mirror for self-worship. And right there, in that subtle shift of gaze, hell was born. Not in fire and brimstone, but in a quiet, polished reflection. It began with the desire to be adored, the insatiable hunger to be the center of the universe. The fall wasn't a sudden drop. It was a slow turning inward, a love affair with one's own image. Now fast forward thousands of years. That very same reflection, that primordial pride, is more alive than ever. It hasn't vanished. It has simply changed its form. The same pride that cast angels out of heaven now meticulously curates our digital profiles. It sells us products by promising a better version of ourselves. It relentlessly feeds the ego of a generation that has been taught to look at itself far more than it looks up. We are obsessed with our own reflection, just as he was. You see, Lucifer's mirror isn't some ancient artifact hidden away in a dark, forgotten temple. It's in your pocket. It's in my pocket. It's the glowing screen we hold in our hands every single day. It's that digital reflection whispering to us constantly, show more, be more visible, compare yourself to them, prove that you're happier, more successful, more worthy. And with every post, with every filtered selfie, the true light of the soul dims just a little bit more. It gets replaced by masks, by carefully constructed facades, by the desperate, hollow chase for likes and validation. This ancient pride has become sophisticated. It wears a designer suit and gives TED Talks on success. It preaches self-love from a stage, gets millions of views online, and has the audacity to call itself authenticity. But let's be brutally honest. Pride was never and will never be a true identity. It's just the elaborate makeup we apply to cover the deep-seated wounds of insecurity. It's the loud noise we make to drown out the quiet fear that we are not enough. And here lies the great paradox of our age. The more a person desperately seeks to be seen, the less they are ever truly known. The more they chase after the spotlight, the more their true self retreats into the shadows. The more humanity strives to become its own god, building its own digital towers of Babel, the less it is able to perceive anything truly divine, anything greater than its own fleeting image. So the cycle continues. We remain captivated, bowing down before our own reflections, completely forgetting the source from which all true light emanates. We trade substance for shadow, depth for surface, and communion for comparison. We are a society on its knees, not before a creator, but before a curated feed. Lucifer's mirror remains impeccably clean, polished and seductively modern. It's the latest model with the best camera. And every proud gaze into it, every moment of self-admiration, is another soul unknowingly kneeling before its own image, trapped in the oldest prison of all, the self. It's a subtle, comfortable bondage, but it is bondage nonetheless. But this isn't the end of the story. It doesn't have to be, because there is still time. The spell can be broken. The one who finds the courage to look away, the one who dares to shatter the mirror of self-obsession, they are the one who sees the light again. Not the reflected artificial light of a screen, but the true, warm, and authentic light that was there all along. The choice is ours, every single day. Will we worship the reflection, or will we seek the source? Thank you so much for journeying with me through this idea. If this resonated with you, I'd be honored if you'd like and subscribe. It helps us continue these conversations. Until next time, look up. Have you ever wondered where pride truly comes from? Before the fall, There was breathtaking beauty. Lucifer wasn't born a monster. He was an embodiment of light, a reflection of divine glory. He was the morning star, the brightest heart in heaven. But then something shifted. It was subtle, almost silent. A tiny seed of vanity was planted, whispering the intoxicating idea of being seen, not just as a reflection, but as the source itself. The mirror that once inspired worship of the divine became a tool for self-worship. And right there, that's where hell began. Not in a blaze of fire and brimstone, but in a quiet, self-admiring reflection. It started with the desire to be adored, the insatiable hunger to be the center of everything. The fall wasn't a loud rebellion at first. It was the silent choice to love the image more than the original. Thousands of years have passed, but that same reflection is more alive than ever. The very pride that cast an angel from heaven now shapes our digital profiles, sells us products we don't need, and inflates the ego of a generation taught to gaze at itself more than it looks up to anything greater. We've become masters of our own little kingdoms, with curated feeds and carefully constructed personas. The temptation is no longer just about power, it's about likes, shares, and the validation of the crowd. Lucifer's mirror isn't some ancient artifact hidden in a forgotten temple. It's in your pocket. It's on your desk. It's that glowing screen that whispers seductive lies. Show more. Compare yourself. Prove you're happier, more successful, more worthy. And with every post, with every filtered selfie, a little bit of the soul's genuine light dims. It gets replaced by digital masks, by the hollow performance of happiness, by a desperate need for external approval. The authenticity we chase becomes just another costume. Think about it. The same pride that caused the first great tragedy now wears a designer suit, preaches self-help from a virtual stage, and dares to call itself identity. But pride has never been a true identity. It's the glittering makeup we use to cover our deepest insecurities. It's the loud noise we make to drown out the quiet fear that we might not be enough on our own. True identity isn't built. It's discovered in humility, in connection, in service to something beyond our own reflection. Here lies the great paradox of our age. The more a person strives to be seen, the less they are truly known. The more one tries to play God, creating their own image of perfection, the further they drift from anything genuinely divine. We become so obsessed with managing our public perception that we lose touch with the person we are when no one is watching. Our value becomes tied to a fleeting digital echo, and so the cycle continues. We keep worshipping the reflection, forgetting the source of all light. We polish our profiles, curate our stories, and bow down to the altar of the self. Lucifer's mirror remains clean, perfectly polished, and utterly modern. And with every proud gaze, with every moment of self-congratulation, another soul kneels before its own image, trapped in a prison of its own making. But it's not too late. The story doesn't have to end this way. There is still time, still a chance to look away from the screen, because the one who finds the courage to break the mirror, to shatter the illusion of self-sufficiency, that's the one who finally sees the true light again. It's in that moment of breaking, of humility, that we find freedom. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community.